Lena was a data scientist in Seattle. She had been working hard for the past few years at a tech company until she was laid off unexpectedly. She packed up her belongings and headed out of the city to clear her mind and come up with a new plan. As she drove, the snow started to come down heavier and heavier until her car was unable to move any further. Lena knew she needed to find shelter quickly before the snowstorm grew worse. She trudged through the snow until she spotted a cabin in the distance. It was isolated and looked abandoned, but Lena didn't have many other options. She opened the door and went inside, shivering from the cold. Lena noticed a notebook on the table and picked it up. Inside were 3 rules that she needed to follow in order to survive the paranormal. She didn't understand what the rules meant, but she knew she had to follow them if she wanted to make it through the storm. The first rule read, "Never go outside after dark." Lena thought it was strange, but she didn't question it. As the sun started to set, she made sure to stay inside the cabin. That night, she heard noises outside the cabin. It sounded like footsteps and whispers. Lena was too scared to look outside, but she knew something was out there. The second rule read, "Never let the fire go out." Lena made sure to keep the fire burning throughout the night. She didn't want to know what would happen if the fire went out. In the middle of the night, Lena woke up to a strange smell. It was a mix of smoke and sulfur. She got up to check the fire, and that's when she saw the creature standing in front of the fireplace. Its eyes glowed red, and Lena could feel its breath on her face. The third rule read, "Never make a deal with the unseen." Lena didn't know what that meant, but she had a feeling it had something to do with the creature in front of her. The creature spoke to her in a language she didn't understand, offering her a deal. But Lena remembered the rule and refused. For the next few days, Lena stayed inside the cabin, following the rules and trying to survive. The snowstorm continued to rage outside, and Lena didn't know how much longer she could last. One night, Lena woke up to the sound of scratching at the cabin door. It was a low, guttural sound that sent shivers down her spine. Lena knew she couldn't let whatever was outside in, so she refused to open the door. But the scratching continued, louder and more insistent. Lena started to feel like she was losing her mind. She was trapped in the cabin, and she didn't know how to get out. On the 5th day, the snowstorm finally died down, and Lena was able to leave the cabin. She looked back at the notebook and saw a message written on the back, "You survived the test. You are stronger than you know." Lena was confused, but she felt a sense of relief wash over her. She had made it through the storm and the paranormal. Lena got into her car and drove away, ready to face whatever came next.